Hi, this is going to be a tutorial showing you how to use Google Forms and also showing teachers how they can use Google Forms to create quizzes or tests and grade those digitally. The first thing you're going to need to do is go to Google and click on Sign In. If you already have an account, you can sign into your Google account. If you do not have an account, you'll click here for Sign Up to create an account. So you're going to click Sign In. And then you're going to come over here to your drive. Within your drive, you are going to click on Create and Form. Okay, you're going to give your form a title. I'm just going to use example 2, and you're going to choose a theme for your form. And there are several different types of themes that you can choose from. I'm going to choose the purple theme. And click OK. Okay, here you can is the editing piece of your form, and so you can add a description or instructions, and you can give as little or as many instructions that you need. Okay, you may or may not want to do this depending on the type of form you're creating, but if you are creating it as a quiz to give your students, you will need to add name and email address portions of the form. So the way that you do that is you just type in first name and you change the question type to text, and that'll give them a text box to type their name in. You do always want to make sure that you make your questions required so that your users cannot submit a form without answering all the questions. And you click done when you're finished. And if you ever need to come back into a question, you can edit it and duplicate the question, and then you can also delete it. Okay, so I'm going to add another text item because I want their last name as well. And then I'm going to add one more text item for the email address. Okay, the reason I added the email address, if you are setting this up as a quiz, there is an opportunity for you to be able to email your students their responses and their grade, and you need the email address in the form to be able to do that. Okay, so you probably noticed there are several different types of questions that you can choose from. So it gives you a lot of options in surveying or quizzing or using the form for various different purposes. Text and paragraph text will allow your user to type. Multiple choice is self-explanatory. Checkbox is self-explanatory. Choose from a list. Scale can be on a 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 scale, and then also grid. So let's add some multiple choice questions. So I want to say, what is the capital of Arkansas? And then you'll see here that I can add options. So let's say Birmingham, Memphis, Nashville, or Little Rock. And at this point, you do not want to choose a correct answer. You would leave those as is. Okay, and let's add one more multiple choice question. What year is it? 2013, 2012, 2010, or 2011. Okay, so I'm going to say that I'm done with my quiz, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to choose response destination. There are several ways that you can do this. The first way is to send it in your responses that you receive into a spreadsheet. And the name of the spreadsheet will be the same as the form, except you'll see responses in parentheses. Another option is if you have an existing spreadsheet within the Google Drive and you want to send your responses to that spreadsheet, you can click here and choose the spreadsheet that you want to send them to. Another thing that you can do is keep your responses only in forms. which will then give you a list of responses rather than a spreadsheet. So I'm going to do a new spreadsheet and I'm going to click create. And you'll see that it's setting up my spreadsheet for me. Now I can come over here and I can view my live form. So I can look at it in the way that my user will see it and make sure that I am happy with everything. And then I can go back in to make any edits if I need to do that. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to the live form and I'm going to fill it out a couple of times to show you the way that you see your responses, and then also the way that teachers can then grade those responses. And then I'll just hit submit. Okay, and I'm going to come here and submit another response. And I'm going to say that they got confused and put Nashville and that it was 2012. Okay, and then we're going to hit submit. Okay, so once your users have started submitting responses, you'll see the number of responses here in your form. So you can click on responses and you can do two things. You can come here and you can go to summary of responses, and this is going to give you a chart. So you'll see that if I'm looking at this and I want a quick look at the data, I can come in and I can see all my responses, and then I can see who has answered what. Another thing that I can do is I can go into the spreadsheet. And so when I go into the spreadsheet, it shows me who's answered and then the answers that they've given. If you are a teacher grading or wanting to use this as a quiz and grade it, this is where you would need to be next. So you would come over here to come over here to Tools and go to Script Gallery, and you need to add a script. And it's a funny name, it's called Flubaroo, and you search for that script and then you just simply install it. And this may take a second to complete the installation. Okay, once it's installed, you need to authorize its use. So you click on Authorize, and then it'll give you a status update saying you can run the script. So you could click Close and close out of this, and you're going to notice now that Flubaroo is listed up here. So if I'm in the spreadsheet of the quiz or the form that I want to grade, I click on Flubaroo and I click on Grade Assignment. Okay, it's going to ask you for your grading options. So obviously first name identifies student, identifies student, identifies students. We don't want that graded. Here we can change the point value for each of the questions. So I'm going to put what is the capital of Arkansas as a 2 point and what year is it as a 1 point. Click continue. Okay, now it's very important that you have completed the form yourself, because here it's going to ask you which submission you want to use as the answer key. So I always am going to use my submission as the answer key and click continue. And it is grading your assignment. So you can then view your grades. And you'll notice that we have Vincent here who did not answer either question correctly. At any point, you can print this spreadsheet to see who missed what, and you can also then get a quick check of the questions that gave your students the most problems. And then you'll notice also that it's going to give you total points and a % as well. Okay, the last thing you're probably wondering is how you get the Google form to your users. You do that over here in Share, and you can do that when you're in the editing of the form, or you can do that when you're in the spreadsheet. Okay, so I'll go back over to Edit Form and show you that. So here I am in my form. I can go to send form, and it's going to give me a link to share, so I can email or post this link for my users. I can click on the embed link, and it's going to give me an HTML code that would allow me to embed the form into a website. Or I can come down here and I can type in the users' email addresses, or if I have a group email set up in my Gmail, I can send it to that group. Okay. One other thing that we can look at is in the actual spreadsheet, when you click on share, right now it says private to only me, only you can access it. And you can leave it on private and still send it out to your users to be able to fill out the form. If you have people who you want to be able to make adjustments to the form or make changes, this is where you would do that. So you would click on share. Again, it's going to give you a link that's only accessible to your collaborators. And you would come down here and you would change it to private. And there's different things that you can do. Anyone with that link that I just showed you could then edit the form, or you can do it completely public on the web and allow anyone to edit your form. Remember, you can leave it on private and still have your users complete the form. You would only want to change your sharing settings if you are wanting others to be able to edit your form. And you'll notice also down here that it allows you to add people via email address, just like you sent it to people via email. Okay, I hope this has been a helpful tutorial and that you will begin using Google Forms. Thank you.